What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5 minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the T-Rex Arms Mars pistol mag carrier as well as the Mars rifle mag carrier. Now with that said, when it comes down to it, these can be a little bit pricey, but I do think they are worth it when it comes to how adaptable these are, how easy it is to swap these in and out if you run different pistol systems, and as well as the ability to either set these up in a vertical configuration or a canted configuration. So do take all of that into consideration. I do think it's worth it, and they are probably some of the best products on the market when it comes to pistol mag carriers, aside from some of the other more universal systems that are out there like STAC and HSGI. So with that said, I'm going to try and cover as much of this as possible within the 5 minutes, but if I go over just a little bit, I do apologize in advance because there is a lot. So with that said, when it comes to the pistol mag carriers, these are going to cost you anywhere from $30 to $45, and that's going to depend on the color or camo pattern that you're going to get for the Kydex, as well as what pistol you're getting these mag carriers for. These will work for Glocks, CZs, FNs, H&Ks, Smith & Wessons, SIGs, Springfields, Berettas, Brownings, Walthers, and STIs. There is a little bit of variation when it comes into it, and I say that because I bought the STI version of these, and I can fit the MBX mags in there for the, what is the pistol? It is the Para-Ordnance Double Stack 1911. So do take that into consideration. These will work for some of the other pistols that are out there. You just have to take the time and do a little bit of research and see what other people say about this product to see what other mags they will carry that aren't listed on the actual website. So take that into consideration. They definitely are worth it. When it comes to how you can set these up and configure them, you do have the ability to run this tech lock on the back side of this, and I think this is an absolute key component to this mag carrier because you can just unclip that, throw this over your belt, clip it back into place, and then lock it, and you're good to go. And it's as easy as taking these off and swapping these out as in the same case. So with that said, do take that into consideration. I do think this is worth it in the long run because it makes these things super adaptable. Now, with all of these holes in the back for your screws and how to secure this all together, you have your female and male ends for these Chicago washers or bolts, and all right, I should say it's just the screws that you can put on them. So take that into consideration. It does make it really easy to set these up. It can be a little bit tricky at first, but once you get it on, it is definitely a nice and easy configuration. Now you can set these up to be either vertical or canted. I had these set up in a canted configuration because when you have these on your belt in that canted configuration, it does help have a little bit more of natural draw instead of having your hand canted and kind of, you call it like the T-Rex arm on your mags. So if you have them canted, it is a little bit more natural. I learned it from a couple of competition shooters that I was working with in the past, and they were like, hey man, cant your mags. It makes a huge difference when it comes to how much faster you can pull your mags out and reload that weapon system or firearm. So take that into consideration. I definitely think these are worth it when it comes down to it, and like I said, it is easy to set these up, swap these out. I have all three variations of these 4 different pistols that I have because I have Glocks, I have SIGs, I have Smith & Wessons, and I have 1911s, and they all use a different version. So take a look at them. I definitely think they're worth the money. They're worth the investment. It does give you a lot of adaptability on your belt, and it does help set you up for success if you want to try and cut some time with those reloads. So take that into consideration. They are very comparable when you're comparing things like STAC and HSGI and some of the more universal systems. It is going to cost you a little bit more. Those tech locks are an additional $13 per mag carrier, but like I said, I think it's worth it because it definitely helps, and it definitely helps cut time. So moving on, we have the Mars rifle mag carrier. Now this is going to cost you $35 to $40, and that is also going to depend on the color or camo pattern for the Kydex that you get this for. And then in addition to that, I have this on a mid-ride loop, so this drops this down just far enough so that way when you put that magazine into this mag carrier, it's only going to sit about this high off of your mag or off of your belt, so that way it's not brushing up on your plate carrier and getting caught up, especially if you have radio pouches or general purpose pouches on your cummerbund. Having this offset to where it sits low definitely makes a huge difference in being able to draw this mag and not get hung up on your gear and on your equipment. So take that into consideration. I definitely think it's worth it. You can get this with the QLS system, so that way if you want to run different mag carriers for other weapon systems, like say a 7.62 platform or a AK platform, you can get those QLS system clips, be able to clip that on, clip that off, and be able to have this be very adaptable so that way you can swap out in between weapon systems. You may have to go with a different company when it comes to the actual mag carrier for some of those other systems, but it does give you the ability to have a little bit more adaptable system and a little bit more modular system, so that way if you want to change weapon systems for a day on the range, and instead of taking the AR out, you want to take your AK out, you have the ability to do that. So I definitely think it's worth it when it comes down to it. Definitely take a look at T-Rex Arms Mars pistol and rifle mag carriers. I definitely think they're worth the money and worth the investment. It definitely can set you up for success, and it does give you a little bit more modular system when you're trying to swap out other weapons platforms that are out there. So with that said, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. We'll answer any questions that you have. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.